even with no prior IT experience. Learn how you can train for this rewarding career at mycomputercareer.edu. That's mycomputercareer.edu.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including the GI Bill.
Hi, this is Kevin Pfeiffer with Pfeiffer's Auction Company. Pfeiffer's upcoming October auctions include 320 acres of cropland in Clay and Wilton counties, 750 acres of crop and pasture land in Rolette County, 1,500 acres in Bottineau County, 1,000 acres in Ward and McHenry counties, and thousands of acres of crop, pasture, and hunting land in Slope, Golden Valley, Billings, Stark, Bowman, and Heidegger counties in North Dakota at Pfeiffer's annual Western North Dakota Land Auction event. View all land and equipment auctions at pfeifers.com.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
My God. First it was polar vortex, then it was bombogenesis, then bomb cyclone. Now the new one is thunder snow. What the hell is thunder snow?
Oh.
What do I do during a thunder snow? I just see the snow. I don't
get the bread and milk.
Get the bread and milk, people. Get the eggs.
You're going to need a bigger boat.
Don't forget the booze, too, in case the liquor
Well, you
stores are
can't. In
closed.
Wisconsin, that's how they categorize winter storms, whether it's a six-pack, a case, or a handle of Fireball.
That's it.
Hey, you guys, I'm out of eggs, so if Justin could drop some off at my house on the way by so everything is good to go, that'd be great.
There you go.
Yeah, I'll stop
There.
over there at Petro and pick you one up.
Wait, so did you change your plans then?
You're not going to Montana, huh?
You got a little scared?
Not going to Montana.
That's
the snow
whole
sketchy
event
out.
changed.
Okay.
Not going out there because the whole event changed, but I could be spending Friday in Grand Forks, so look out. Here she comes.
That's not the right direction either, but thanks for traveling up to my neck of the woods. I appreciate the snow.
Yeah, we've got so our latest models are coming in now, and they are printing out a little more snow than expected for our
Oh my God! Okay, it's happening. Everybody stay calm. What's the procedure, everyone? What's the procedure? Stay calm. Wait. Everybody calm down.
Yeah, don't freak out, right? We're looking at a quiet day today. It's already snowing in the northwestern part of the state where they've already gotten about 3 inches of snow. And we're going to get some clouds from that today. That's starting to fill in right now. Highs today pretty close to 50. A quiet day with a northeast wind 10 to 20. Showers overspread the area as early as this evening, dropping down to a low of about the upper 30s with a northeast wind 10 to 20. Now that precip will probably change to snow in the northern valley overnight tonight. And then scattered showers throughout the day tomorrow. That will change to snow as we head towards evening. A little sooner than that off to our north, where areas around Grand Forks by the end of the day tomorrow could already have 2 to 4 inches of snow on the ground. And then that will continue into Thursday night and Friday morning with highs on Friday with windy conditions low to mid 30s. So our latest models have been forecasting more snow for Grand Forks, where some of the models are going, 6 to 10 inches up around Grand Forks.
Yeah, I think I've seen a couple of outliers on the extreme end going up towards 16.
So
but
basically,
that ain't happening.
basically on a line from Grand Forks to Jamestown and points west from there, going to be some travel trouble. And keep in mind, Grand Forks not that far away from here. A slight shift, a shift in 50 miles of a storm, which doesn't sound like a lot. That could push some of that heavier snow down into the FM area. Not expecting that at this point, but it's something we'll definitely keep a close eye on. The most snow that any of our models predicted for the FM area was about 4 inches or so, 4 to 6. So we'll wait and see what happens with that. But on general, for the FM area, 2 inches or less, it looks like. The further north you go, as you get towards Grand Forks, you're looking at 6+. Carry that out towards maybe Mayville area, maybe about 6 inches, and down towards Jamestown. So it's going to be a very sharp cutoff.
How sharp is it?
When it comes to, a lot of snow and not much snow at all. And the far southern valley and in the Lakes country, generally less than an inch, it looks like. So
most of it will just be rain.
Over
in Lakes country.
Yeah, most of it will be rain over in Lakes country. So first big snow of the season.
Woohoo!
For many of us. And a lot of people traveling. I know there's state football out in Dickinson and Minot. Good luck with that on Friday. Yeah, that'll be fun to play in, though. Although the storm will be
Might want to
exiting
leave
by then.
today.
Might want to leave, or at least tomorrow morning. Yeah, at least tomorrow morning.
Do you think they can clear a football field off in time for that? I mean, it's kind of hard to play through 10 inches of snow.
They'll clear that off.
Yeah?
Sure.
Cool.
You want to do weather trivia now? We have time?
Weather trivia
Or do you want to
now?
hold it off until the last segment? How about we hold it off to the last segment?
We can do that.
Yeah. We're going to be giving away a rain gauge from one of our wonderful rain gauges from Productive Alternative down in Fergus. So you'll want to stay tuned. We'll have that on our last segment. It's a trivia question I threw out to Justin. He got it right away, which that kind of scares me if it's that easy.
I know a lot of random things, though. So
This was pretty random.
I'm like Ronnie, but not on that extreme.
Yeah, he's...
And like a totally different subject.
Yeah. So, should we give the question out now?
No, that's too much time for people to Google.
Let's wait.
How about we do this? So during midday, I was talking with Dean about the snow. I asked him if he's going to be staying up to watch the first flakes stick to the ground. And he just looked at me like I was crazy.
This isn't Florida where we never get snow.
Are you going to stay up and watch the first flakes stick to the ground?
No.
Thank you.
No,
I'm the
not
only
even
one.
concerned.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so looking forward to waking up Friday morning and hopefully getting as much snow as possible.
Yeah, so you don't have to come
This
into
is
work.
not a
That's
Charlie
why.
Brown.
Then I'm done with the leaves. I'm done mowing. Everything is put away. The garden is tidied up. I don't have to worry about anything outside anymore.
See,
It's done.
here's the problem with this upcoming snow event, and not so much in the FM area, unless this thing tracks southward, but areas up around Grand Forks, out towards Jamestown, there's still a lot of leaves on these trees. This heavy, wet snow not only could bring trees down, but we might be looking at power outages with this as well,
Right.
due to the heavy, wet snow. And a storm like this hit back in '97. I remember it when I was down in Nebraska, on this date, in fact, where we had a foot of snow, heavy, wet snow. The trees were still fully bloomed, and they were just starting to change colors, and literally it looked like a bomb went off. Half of the city lost power. Trees were down all over the place. That's what I'm worried about in parts, mainly, like I said, the Northern Valley out towards Jamestown, where still a lot of leaves on the trees. This could pose a big, big problem with that.
The good thing with that is, well, not a good thing with trees going down.
No.
But I'm referencing the leaves up in around the Grand Forks area, I guess, because I see them every day. Most of the leaves up there are pretty changed over at this point, and most of them are starting to shed pretty easy. So I think any additional weight in those leaves
Would
will just
shed them
fall
off
right
pretty
off.
quick.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But regardless, I mean, you throw a bunch of weight on a tree that's not used to holding that, it could pose some issues.
Yep. So we'll let's hope for the best, but prepare for the worst, I guess.
You know what else I'm excited about for hopefully getting a bunch of snow? Is turning my driveway and my sidewalks into trenches again, and just crisp, clean snow walls on either side of them.
Come on, it's
Does anyone
October.
not get satisfied from that? Just having like 2 feet of snow on the ground, just a perfect line where your driveway is through it?
You're a goof.
Am I a weirdo?
Yes, you are a weirdo.
Someone
Yes.
call in and confirm that this is satisfying. 701-293-9000 is the Red Wing Shoes phone
Our guest
line.
has given us a thumbs
Oh,
up.
she likes
See?
it. Right on. Let me know what you think about this. Are you excited for snow? Do you want to hold off? Anything about it that is satisfying to you? That phone line again, 701-293-9000.
Unless you're a snowmobiler.
Same phone line you'll use to ask any questions or join our conversation at any point during the show.
This is not a Charlie Brown special, nor is it a Hallmark movie. This is
Whoa,
stuff
let's
we
not
actually
get
have to
carried
fight
away
our way
here.
through, Justin. And
Well, trust
would like
me, I
to
have
watch,
to drive through it every day.
I would like to watch the Charlie Brown Halloween special first before I have to start watching the Christmas special.
It's going to be hard to find that pumpkin when it's buried in snow.
And again, the FM area is not going to get hit with the worst of this. The worst of this is going to be to our west and north. So, could it change? Yeah, it could, but odds are this is not going to shift that much further south than what is forecasted.
It's
right
too
now,
warm
so.
down here.
Yeah.
Well, y'all got a question from a listener who wants to know about some travel plans. Have you
Okay.
noticed that?
Don't.
Did not. Going where?
I didn't get the email.
All right, this is in our messaging,
Oh,
and
this is on
leaving on
YouTube.
Friday and going to St. Paul. Will that be an encounter with snow, or should be
they'll be
all
fine.
right?
They'll be fine. Yep,
Okay.
they'll be fine.
Okay.
Yep. St. Paul, Minnesota. That's what I was assuming.
St. Paul, Canada, Dean.
You know, I'm going to hit you with this box of Kleenex.
Try
I'm
it.
just going to toss it at you.
Do it. You
Man,
won't.
knock some sense into you.
Whatever.
Oh, this show is going to end with fist flying, I feel like. It's one of those kind of days.
It is Wednesday.
Dean's not having anything I'm throwing down, and I'm just throwing it all out there.
Thank God it's break time, and we can take...
It's not break time. We still have a minute and a half.
Well, let's use that minute and a half to let Bridgette introduce our special guest today. How's that?
I like
Hold
that.
on. You guys have been so busy. You guys have been so busy with weather. I'm not done with my Wordle game over here. So give me a sec. Okay. Our guest today is Melanie, and I got to make sure I say it right. Huhta, I believe. And Melanie is the owner of Genova Labs. She's the CEO. I'm looking forward to hearing from Melanie a bit of a discussion about what she does, because she creates autogenous animal vaccines. Neither one of us knows what that means, does it, guys?
No. We're about to learn, though.
Yep.
Dean, you
We're
want to
about
take a
to learn
stab
and
at it?
ask.
I'm not even taking a stab at that. No.
Good. That's why we have Melanie here with Genova Labs. So we'll get a chance to visit with her. She did say, when I talked to her previously, she's not a vet. She's not going to make recommendations, and that's okay. We still want to know what she's doing and how she's doing it. So we'll catch up with her here shortly. Again, we'll keep up everyone to date with the weather. There won't be any quick road closures in our neighborhood today. Right, guys?
No,
We're
absolutely
fine?
not.
Today's good.
Absolutely not. No.
Okay. Good. All right. Well, we're going to be okay with all that.
Maybe.
So we'll catch up with... Oh,
Kidding.
stop
I'm
it.
kidding. Oh, you got me.
I'm not even there to referee. Y'all are on your own. Okay. We're going to be right back with more discussion about weather, but most importantly, we'll bring in our guest, Melanie, and visit about vaccines and livestock.
Livestock is in the green this afternoon for the American Ag Network. I'm Richard Risvet with this market update. Early gains in the live cattle futures trade continue to develop throughout the day today. At midday, prices were from 35 to 75 cents per hundredweight higher. They have climbed even higher from there. There will have to be a long string of moderate price increases to regain the market levels lost over the last week, though. But the ability to create a sense of stability in the market at midweek is a great start. Unlike yesterday's trade, early gains have been able to hold throughout today, indicating buyer support remaining deeper than previous days, and traders may continue to focus on establishing new support levels for the weeks ahead. Upcoming holiday demand is still a strong focus. There will continue to be a lot of attention placed on weekly beef movement and how this will relate to the market prices. Cash cattle markets have been generally sluggish today with a few bids developing. Current bids are still well below asking prices of $185 in the south and $292 in the north. There are current bids of $180 in the south and $290 in the north. Although light trade to moderate trade trickled in over the last couple of days, prices were generally $3 to $5 per hundredweight lower than last week's average. The recent futures market pressure will likely continue to impact cash cattle pricing through the end of the week and potentially into early November. Box beef prices are mixed. Choice up 171 and select up 237 with a movement of 97 loads. We'll get a look at the livestock numbers. You're listening to the American Ag Network.
We are back again with Rick Swenson, lead agronomist at Peterson Farm Seed. Another year is almost in the books. What are you seeing?
Wow, how can you summarize this season other than challenges and opportunities? Late planting, above average temperatures, and lack of rain for some, but at the same time, we're finishing strong and ready for 24. On the Peterson Farm Seed side, this is the best year we've ever had. The lineup is stacked with tried and true products, along with the newest and best in genetics. This is the reason we keep growing and expanding our footprint every year.
As we move through harvest, what do you want growers to remember for next year?
Pay attention to the details. Take notes on every field, every day. The whole farm needs to be researched that we can use to increase bushels. Remembering how a field did 3 months from now without writing it down will be impossible, and bushels will be left on the table. We are right in the middle of our Promise Plus rewards program. Now until December 15th, selecting the right hybrids and varieties for the farm, along with 0% financing while working with your own bank. Take advantage of the best deals of the year and reward yourself at the same time.
Let's get a look at the livestock numbers. Live cattle October up 107 at 181.07. December up 67 at 179.30. February up 35 at 181.20. And the April live cattle, they're up 37 at 183.80. Feeders October up 57 at 240 even. November up 227 at 237.70. Lean hogs December up 102 at 67.40. February up 115 at 70.62. And the April lean hogs, they're up 107 at 76.62. For the American Ag Network, I'm Richard Ristvet.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
And welcome back, Weather and Ag in Focus. Thank you for joining us and spending your afternoon with us here at WDAY. Now, thank you also to a couple of our sponsors for our custom farming project of 20 acres of soybeans, where our profits have gone to the Great Plains Food Bank, or they will be next week when we give them that great big check that's as big as Dean. That's our plan. Great big check.
It's a big.
It's probably
check.
if you stand it up, it's probably taller too.
I've seen it.
It might be.
Is,
it might be.
It is.
Yeah.
So thank you to Dakota Bank and Insurance for being a part of that project for us. We greatly appreciate it. Chad, one of their loan officers, was kind enough to help Justin and I out to access Dean's credit to do all the shopping that we wanted to do over at Titan Machinery and other places. So thanks, guys. We appreciate that. And if we do this project again, well, it's a good thing we had Mark Wagner with North Dakota State Services as one of our sponsors, because he can help us do our transition planning as how we're going to go forward with the next project like this. So thanks to all of those folks. And then thank you to our guest who's joining us today. And that is Melanie Huhta. Boy, I hope I said that right. Melanie, correct me if I didn't. Melanie is the CEO of Genova Labs. How are you?
I'm great. Oh my gosh, you guys, the weather for you, I'm so sorry. Welcome to winter.
Oh, don't be sorry.
No,
better you than me.
Just in Well, you're just in Minnesota, so as near as I can tell, you're going to get this eventually, right, Melanie?
Yeah.
Not this week.
Not yet.
All
right, Melanie.
Parka Halloween.
Right.
Parka Halloween.
I am writing that down for next week. Parka Halloween. Got it. All right. Melanie, tell us about Genova Labs.
Okay. Well, Genova Labs, we make autogenous cattle vaccines. Now, I know autogenous seems like a big word, but what we do is we make customized cattle vaccines. Much like what we found out with COVID, that strains change in cattle diseases. And what we do is we sample on farm, culture, and then build vaccines customized to your herd based on the strain differentiated pathogens that we find.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're all making notes. Okay, so for what? Okay, so the vaccine, are we looking at something specific like hoof and mouth or dust pneumonia, or
mad cow?
Are they just across the board? Not mad cow, Justin.
Mad cow.
I don't know.
No, so basically what we do is we specialize in a lot of BRD pathogens and things like pink eye and salmonella.
Okay.
So respiratory, and we're kind of unique in the industry in that we right now are only working with cattle pathogens. So we only work in cattle.
Okay.
And Melanie, are you doing this just locally, or is this are you doing this nationwide?
Nationwide.
Okay.
So when you said you're customizing this for your farm or ranch, how are you doing that? You're just getting blood samples and then starting off from there? How does this process work?
So let's take pink eye for example. What we do with pink eye is we will have the vet go out and take eye swabs from animals that are infected or look like they have pink eye. If they have gross, goopy eyes, we'll have the vet go out and pull eye swabs. Then we take those eye swabs and we send them to a university veterinary diagnostic lab. They culture them up on plates. They take what was in the cow's eyes and swap it on a little dish, and then they grow it from there and see what sort of pathogens were growing. We also use molecular diagnostics to identify other pathogens that we can't pick up on culture, to see, not only are we looking at getting isolates to build a product, but we're also trying to figure out what else is going on besides just the pathogens that we are culturing, because some things we can't culture, and then we can also look at viral components as well.
And Melanie, we've got a question from one of our listeners via email asking, how long does it take? Okay, I had to read that
Ditch
closer.
the cheaters.
How long does it take to actually make the vaccine?
That's a good question. A lot of times it depends on the pathogen that we're working with. I don't have an easy answer for that because it depends. Some things grow a lot slower than other things. Mycoplasma bovis is a notorious slow grower. One of the things I would say, if you are sampling, it takes a couple of the weeks at the diagnostic lab. It takes a couple of weeks to grow things up. It takes a couple of weeks. There's a whole series of processes that we have to go through. We have to hold everything at the end for testing so that we can make sure that everything's safe to go out in the field. So it's probably a good 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks on a faster growing pathogen. And then that timeline gets a little longer with pathogens that are a little harder to grow.
So why do you only create vaccine for the cattle and not for other animals like sheep or horses?
We have done some sheep stuff in the past. When my dad started the company back in 2004, he started focusing on what was at the time a newer emerging pathogen called Mycoplasma bovis, which I'm sure a lot of people in the cattle industry know all about, and started trying to develop a licensed product for Mycoplasma bovis. And he was really passionate about cattle diseases. He had spent a lot of time working in the swine industry and the poultry industry before he started Genova. And I think he felt like cattle was a really good space to be in. And we've really just kind of laser focused on chasing down the science and working to improve animal health in the cattle field at this point in time. Now, I'm not saying we're not going to do something else moving forward, but at this point in time, our focus is on cattle.
All right. And you had made the point earlier that, on some of the faster pathogens, it's, I think you said 6 to 8 weeks to create this vaccine. Is there any legal things that you need to do to be able to use that, or before it can actually be dispersed out to the public? Or once you get this, can you just send it out or people can buy it from you?
So with autogenous cattle vaccines, you can only use them on the herd where they've been isolated from, and you have to work with your veterinarian. So it's a really collaborative relationship that we have with the producer and the veterinarian. We all have to work together to build a product that works for that specific herd. And then that vaccine, in most instances, is used in that specific herd. There are places and opportunities for it to be used in a larger region, but that requires more work with other veterinarians, other herds, and regulatory approval with the state. So there's a lot of regulatory stuff. Everything has to be tracked.
Mm-hmm.
Every isolate has to be tracked that we work with. And we have to have documentation on everything that we put in a product.
All right.
And Melanie, do you deal with just larger herds like feedlots, stuff like that? Or do you deal with any smaller herds as well?
We mostly deal with larger herds, larger calf ranches, dairies, and feed yards. we have a lot of success, like I said, on the smaller producer side, working with the vet clinic. So your vet will build a clinic product where he'll sample multiple ranches or locations that he has a veterinary patient client relationship with, and then build a clinic vaccine based on isolates in his area. And that's how we best serve those smaller producers.
All right. Well, if anyone listening has any questions, you can give us a call on the Red Wing Shoes phone line. That's 701-293-9000. We're at the bottom of the hour. We've got to get caught up with local news. When we return, we will continue this conversation. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
There are a million reasons to love a pet and a million more to love a shelter pet. During the month of October, Muscatel Subaru has teamed up with Homeward Animal Shelter of Fargo to find forever homes for shelter pets by donating $100 each day of the month toward pet adoption fees. Having Muscatel Subaru help with adoption fees makes this a great time to consider adopting a four-legged companion. Go to homewardonline.org to see available pets and to make an appointment today.
Hey, Janae White of the Coffee Club, tell us what you like about Hot Works in Moorhead.
I love that I can get a full, complete workout in 15 minutes and not spend an hour doing a workout. My favorite workout is the Hot Blast, where I am working out in an infrared heat. Hot Works has 24-hour access, so it can work with any schedule. It's great for weight loss, improved circulation, and detoxification. Get a tour and try it before you sign up. Go to Hot Works Moorhead on Facebook or Instagram.
Let the Goose River Bank become your community bank. They believe a strong bank builds strong communities and would be proud to be your bank.
Good afternoon, I'm Tom Tucker, WDAY News First. A man is in custody following an early morning shooting in downtown Fargo. Police received a report of shots fired around 125 in the 10 block of 7th Street North. When officers arrived on scene, they found a 28-year-old woman with gunshot wounds. She was taken to an area hospital with serious injuries. The suspect arrested is identified as 30-year-old Kyle Ochoa. The case is under investigation. A Fargo man is facing charges in connection with a hit-and-run involving a State Patrol vehicle. It happened on I-94 near the Tri-Level at around 8 o'clock last night. The State Patrol says a trooper was parked on the highway with emergency lights flashing, providing traffic control, when the trooper's vehicle was struck. The trooper managed to get the license plate number of the suspect vehicle. Fargo police responded to a home where 69-year-old Timothy Rosendahl was arrested for DUI and leaving the scene of a crash. No one was injured. The North Dakota State Senate will now debate Governor Burgum's income tax relief bill now that the legislation has passed the House. The bill calls for eliminating income tax for single filers whose gross income is $60,000 a year or less, and for married couples whose income is $100,000 a year or less. Tom Tucker, WDAY, and WDAYRadioNow.com.
What's for dinner? Burgers?
After last week, no thanks.
Avoiding foods due to fear of diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools? It may not be just stomach issues. It could be EPI, or exocrine pancreatic insufficiency. EPI can cause uncomfortable symptoms because it's a condition where the pancreas doesn't release enough digestive enzymes to break down food. But EPI can be managed. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor about your symptoms. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more. Here's a message just for the attorneys out there. So you passed the bar, joined a firm, or even built your own. Now are you finding out that you're doing more administration than actual law practice? Lexicon can help. Lexicon is a legal technology provider with over a decade of experience streamlining administrative tasks like timekeeping, billing, and more, so you can focus on maximizing billable hours and increasing client satisfaction. Call 855-4-LEXICON or visit lexiconservices.com/go to learn more.
Weather and Ag in Focus on WDAY Radio.
And welcome back. Thanks for joining me and Dean and Justin. We've got all your weather and ag needs right here on WDAY. And our guest today, Melanie. Melanie, I don't even know if I said it right. Huhta? Is that your last name? Huhta?
Huhta.
Huhta. I'm getting closer every time I try it. How's that sound? Okay.
Doing great.
Melanie is the CEO of Genova Labs in Minnesota, and she's talking with us about herd-specific vaccines in livestock. Now, specifically cattle, and I heard you mention cattle. We've talked about feedlots, but are you only working with beef animals or with dairy as well, Melanie?
We work with both. So we
Okay.
do a lot of work also in the dairy side and in the calf ranch side.
How did you start? Did you grow up with cattle, or how did you get into this?
Well, I started back in the 90s. I started working with my dad, who was running other companies. My dad started Genova Labs in 2004. Like I said before, we worked in animal biologics and doing some other businesses. And then, so I had some experience there. I'm a suburban girl. My dad grew up on a dairy in central Iowa and had a real passion for animal health, and always felt very strongly that if he could explain the science, he could sell it. And it was really important to him to be able to explain what was going on in animal health to help people understand how to better serve their customers and the animals that they take care of. And so I just kind of picked up and ran with him. And then we started in 2004 with Genova, and I kind of built the back end of stuff. It was a pretty complex system to kind of track and manage all of the data that we have to manage with customized vaccines. And so I started with that, and then took over in 2017.
And Melanie, with the customized vaccines, obviously you're targeting each individual situation a little differently. How does this differ from just the regular vaccines that cattle or whatnot might be taking? Is it because you can specifically zone in on what the problem is, or what's the big difference?
One of the differences is that one of the benefits to autogenous vaccines is there are some pathogens, some bugs, that there aren't commercial products available for. There's also, commercial products that the seed stocks or the master seeds that were used to make those vaccines are really old, are over 20 years old. Mm-hmm. And we see that they don't have cross protection with the new strains that we see in the field today. We see that with a lot of bugs in the cattle industry, that they have changed a lot. And so that's why building a customized vaccine, you have a better feeling of an understanding of you're actually vaccinating for pathogens that are causing problems, and you have isolated out of animals in your herd.
And you said this is your dad has been running the business since, did you say 2004?
He started in 2004, and then I took over in 2017.
What has changed since then? Since 2004 and today? Where do you start, right?
Yeah. I was talking to some friends recently. I was at a conference with a bunch of university diagnostic lab people, and it's amazing. I think Dad would be, if he was here today, he would be so amazed at how the technology has changed just since I've taken over. Our understanding, our ability to understand what's going on with the genotypes, with whole genome sequencing. We can look at that data. It gives us such a better understanding of what is going on, and we have so much more potential. And every day there's more and more opportunities for us to understand and better serve our clients and the animals that they take care of. It's amazing what opportunities are coming down and how much more these industries are going to change as we understand. And we have the power with computers and sequencing to understand what's going on with things like BRD.
I want to ask one on the vaccine. Someone contacts you, you get your samples, you get the vaccine made, they send it back out to the person who originally contacted you. What is the goal behind with that vaccine? Is the person going to give this vaccine to every other cow in the herd in, I guess, hope that it will prevent all of the other ones from getting it? Is it more to help lessen the symptoms of the next cows that receive the illness or whatever? And then how long is that vaccine valid for? How long will it last in the system of the animal?
Well, that was a lot of questions. Let me see how. We try and what we're trying to do is prevent as much disease as possible. Okay. We're trying to limit the amount of antibiotics that are being used in the field. And so our goal is to vaccinate animals to prevent disease. We are playing a little bit of catch up every time. We're a little bit behind because those pathogens do work through the system, but we're doing the best as best we can, given the tools and the timeline we have to vaccinate those animals and see improvement and protection against what's going on in the field. The product, duration of immunity, which is kind of the fancy, like how long will it protect, is different for each pathogen. And you're going to hear a lot of different things from a lot of different people on duration of immunity.
Okay.
Okay, so as we've been asking these questions, I've heard you say BRD. And for those who are wondering, bovine respiratory disease, do I have that right?
Yes.
Okay, just wanted to make sure that we're all talking the same language, you might say. And let's say that you do those eye swabs for pink eye in the fall. And is that research and that vaccine good to be using in the spring? Are you building that vaccine for immediate use? Is there any sort of delay that happens in there?
That's something that the vet and the producer need to work out with their vaccine schedule and their protocols. Every operation has different protocols, and every operation, as we all know, has different timelines on how they're moving animals through the system. Sure. A feed yard is moving animals differently than a dairy is than in a calf ranch. And so it really depends on the operation and the vaccination schedule that the vet has set up with the producer.
And these are live vaccines. So you're looking at, once you get it, it needs to be refrigerated or used within a certain time frame because they would have an expiration date. Would that be correct?
So live vaccines, those are two different things. There's live vaccines or attenuated modified live vaccines and killed vaccines or inactivated vaccines. the autogenous cattle vaccines that we make are all killed or inactivated vaccines. So there is no live virus in them. They do have to be kept at a certain temperature. Driving around with them in the hot truck is not always the best choice. Leaving them out in 100-degree heat or letting them freeze, that affects the quality, that affects vaccines. With autogenous vaccines, we have an 18-month expiration date. So from the date that it comes off, is able to go to the customer to the time it expires, there's an 18-month window opportunity to use the product.
And Melanie, one last question here. And just for anybody that's listening out there, they might be thinking, well, how does this affect me? How does this affect the prices of, does this affect the price of beef? How does this affect the general consumer of the product?
I think the main goal that we have with building autogenous vaccines is to help create the healthiest animals that are in our supply chain. So we want to be vaccinating animals so that we can prevent disease, so that we aren't having to treat them with antibiotics so much. And the healthier animals are in our system, through the whole system, to the consumer, that's what my job is to keep those animals as healthy as we can as they go through our food system.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
It does, yeah.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, everybody wants to make sure that those input costs are kept down, but we still have to do the right and reasonable thing when it comes to keeping animals healthy. So I do understand what you're saying there. That's very good.
Yes. Well, Melanie, for anyone listening who wants to get more information on this, or maybe get in contact with you guys over there, you got any resources for where they could go to get some of that information?
Yep. So genovalabs.com is our website. There you go. That's a little bit right there. And then also, if anyone happens to be going to National Cattlemen's and Beef Association convention in Orlando in February, we will be there. We'll have a booth. 1917 is the booth at NCBA. And I hope everyone comes, gets away from the snow of North Dakota.
I heard Florida February. My ears perked up.
Yeah.
Geez, guys, guess which one of us is going to be there with Melanie at that meeting in Orlando?
Is it Dean? Yeah. Hey, watch out, Melanie. There's probably going to be a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Anywhere that she travels, there is a storm on that date.
Every time.
I'd say probably 80% of the traveling time.
Yeah. So Melanie, thank you for joining us today. And also, Genova Labs has an Instagram page. So if you'd like people to follow you there, they would find you under what handle?
Genova Labs. At Genova Labs.
Pretty straightforward.
Come by and say hi.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. It's been wonderful.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Thank you
for
so much,
joining
Melanie.
us. Appreciate it. Learned a lot today. We're going to get caught up with a handful of our sponsors. When we come back, we still have a rain gauge giveaway. Do you want to give special trivia?
Do you want to give away the question before break?
Yeah, we better. We'll get you queued up during break. Dean, hit me with the trivia.
Okay, today's trivia for a rain gauge giveaway. I am the largest and deepest on Earth, and each of the C's in my name is pronounced differently. What am I? I am the largest and deepest on Earth, and each of the C's in my name is pronounced differently. What am I? 701-293-9000. We'll be right back.
Boost your crop's health with Domark 230ME and Badge SC fungicide exclusively from Gowan, USA. Domark's systematic action teams up with Badge's outstanding mixing properties for unbeaten disease control on sugar beets, dried edible beans, and canola. Experience the power of 2 different modes of action with Domark and Badge. Don't wait. Contact your local ag retailer and ask about Domark 230ME and Badge SC. Always read and follow label directions from Gowan, USA.
Not scary. This haunted house is boring. Dude, chainsaw murderers are so 1980s. This Halloween, nothing is as scary as a leaky roof right before winter. So get your roof redone as soon as possible before it gives you eternal nightmares.
Visit FargoRoofing.com to schedule your roof replacement today. By the way, dude, you totally scream like your girl.
Fargo Roofing and Siding.
Hi, Teresa here from the Fargo Red Wing Shoe Store. Get ready to strut your stuff confidently, like a duck in a downpour, through rain-soaked streets and muddy fields. Come see us and make a splash in a new pair of Red Wing boots. No more soggy socks or chilly toes. Our boots are built tough to keep you warm and dry. Why settle for anything less? Step into style and weatherproof your feet with a new pair of Red Wing boots. Red Wing shoes for ultimate durability. Quack.
Hi, this is John Trelichka, owner of North Star Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. Be it an emergency or plumbing that needs to be done, call the experts at North Star Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. We get calls for kitchens, bathrooms, and drain backups all the time. We're fast and our prices are very competitive. Call us 24/7 at 701-367-9592. North Star Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. Check us out at northstarplumbingnd.com. North Star Plumbing and Drain Cleaning. That's North Star Plumbing and Drain Cleaning.
Mike Lindell, the founder of MyPillow, is always looking for ways to solve everyday problems. Have you ever picked up a towel set because it felt really soft in the store, but then when you go to use it, it's not very absorbent and doesn't dry you? That's why MyPillow has developed the MyPillow towels. The 6-piece sets have 100% long staple cotton. It's a combed ring, spun cotton that makes the towels softer and more absorbent than ever. Towels that actually dry you off. And right now you can receive a 6-piece set for only $29.98 with the promo code WDAY. Go to mypillow.com/WDAY right now to receive this amazing offer for $29.98 on the 6-piece towel set from MyPillow. Just go to mypillow.com/WDAY or call 1-800-506-1098. 800-506-1098. That's mypillow.com. Promo code WDAY for this great deal.
Wimmer's Diamonds is turning 104, and we want to share the excitement with you. Now through November 4th, take advantage of incredible savings of 20 to 50% off our in-stock diamond pendants, earrings, and bracelets. Whether you prefer natural or lab-grown diamonds, we have the finest pieces for you. And the icing on the cake? A chance to win a 1-carat lab-grown diamond. Join us as we celebrate 104 years of excellence and endless love at Wimmer's Diamonds.
Think pink and help make a difference, because during Pucklich in Valley City's Why Pink event, we're donating $100 for every vehicle sold and $10 for every service repair order. Help us reach our goal of $10,000 donated to the JRMC Cancer Center and the Sanford Roger Maris Cancer Center. So think pink and help make a difference as we raise $10,000 donated to the JRMC Cancer Center and Sanford Roger Maris Cancer Center during our Why Pink event at Pucklich Chevrolet GMC in Valley City.
This is Weather and Ag in Focus with Bridgette Readel, Justin Storm, and Dean Wysocki.
I think that was a little too quiet. Let's make it louder. Still too quiet. We don't have time for this. We got trivia to do. That's what we were leaving off in the last segment, and we got full phone lines. I don't think we need to repeat the question, but Dean, one more time.
So I'm the largest and deepest on Earth, and all of the C's in my name are pronounced differently. What am I?
What is going on? Let's try this now.
Answer.
It's not working. I'm locked.
He's locked.
Jacob, can we take Dustin, please? Dustin, welcome to the show. What's going on, man?
Not much.
You think you got the answer?
Pacific Ocean.
What if I told you were wrong?
Then I want to know what it is.
It is Pacific
It is
Ocean.
Pacific
You're correct.
Ocean. He's just being a oh man,
It's
you're being
one of those
a pain
days, man. There's
today.
snow on the way.
There we go.
Congratulations, Dustin. Did you have to Google that, or did you already know that?
What's that?
Did you have to Google that?
No, I'm on my way to work. Nope, I just called. I just guessed.
Awesome. All right. Well, good guess. Hang on the line. Our producer, Jacob, will get your information. Only thing we ask of you is that when you do get the rain gauge, and obviously for springtime and when we do start getting rain instead of snow, just let us know how much precip you got if you could. That'd be awesome.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thanks,
Hey,
Dustin.
thanks,
Have a good
Dustin.
one, man.
Stay on the line. We'll get you on hold. Jacob, you'll have to throw him on there. I'm completely locked out of this. I can't screen the calls at all.
Well, that's probably a good thing today with you.
I can't even minimize it. Wow.
Yeah, how
what
about
is
you
going
just
on?
close it so you're not making that annoying
I want to
sound.
keep making noises, Dean.
You're making it.
So what you're saying is every time you turned up the volume on the goat, it locked you out of your own computer. Nice.
Well,
That's
no,
awesome.
I still have full control over that. It's just the phone, just the call log.
That's probably
Okay.
It's the only thing that was broke. Well,
probably
what do
a
you
good
say?
thing.
We got a few minutes left. We got a couple ag topics and
Okay,
a check on
I
the
want to
forecast.
hit this one. What in the world is farmer toenail clippings wanted in Iowa? Come on.
I was totally expecting Dean to ask about
You're
that.
darn right I am. I saw that. I'm like, what in the world? You got to be kidding me. Tell us more.
So there is a gal, she's a doctorate student down at University of Iowa, and she is doing some research. And she's decided that one of the ways she wants to get biometrics from farmers to check to see if they have anything in their system. So, for instance, there's an area in north central Iowa that has high levels of naturally occurring arsenic. Perhaps it could be pesticides or other chemistries that could be found in a person's body. And so something that is shelf stable, if you will, such as, she doesn't have to store urine, don't need blood samples where you need a phlebotomist to draw them. Here, you can just do it through toenail clippings.
Really?
Because if you didn't know this, your toenail clippings can hold your biometrics for 6 to 9 months, gives you a record of your exposure to contaminants. It's, again, a lot easier to collect. And I was sure she's going to have people in this project for quite some time. So she's going to get a number of 6-month periods where people are going to send in their toenail clippings.
We've got to get her on our show. We have got to get her on our show.
In the world.
Like, where did you come up with? Hey, okay. Who out there wants to? Let's see. What should we do? Toenail clippings.
Send them in by the gallon baggie.
You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Well, she's got great ideas because she can compare what she's finding in her collective sample group in Iowa versus other states, and it could be useful information for work down the road. But I knew that would be eye-catching.
Bridgette, reach out to her. I want her on the show. That would be a fun conversation. How this all started, how accurate it is.
Oh, man.
How many questions are you two going to ask is kind of what scares me a lot of it.
Yeah.
A lot of it.
Yeah. That's
I'll see what I can do.
That's an interesting one.
That is going to be interesting. Well, why don't we switch topics here, Dean? We still got winter storm pulling into the northern United States.
What's the procedure?
There is snow in the forecast. Nothing right now immediately, but already 3 inches of snow has fallen out around Tioga, northwestern part of the state, out in the oil patch country as well. They're seeing snow there, and that is going to spread eastward and eventually a little southeastward into the FM area. We're looking at rain showers developing across the area this evening with temperatures hanging in the 40s, and then overnight we'll drop off into the upper 30s with occasional rain showers. Could see some snow by morning up around Grand Forks, and then as we head into tomorrow, occasional rain showers. It looks like that may be snow most of the day in the northern valley and out west towards Jamestown. Slowly, our rain will change to snow tomorrow night. We could pick up to 2 inches, maybe. I think most areas in the FM area will be a little less than that, but 6 to 10 inches are possible from Grand Forks to Jamestown and westward. So if you have any travel plans north or west, keep up to date on the forecast.
There you go. We're
There
done.
we have it.
Everyone, enjoy the rest of your day. We're back tomorrow.
Hey, North Fargo, are you looking for trusted